Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tea Time with me, Amanda Prochaska. I am so thrilled you are here. We are heading into the end of 2024 as we speak right now, and some of you might be lacking a little energy to push on through. So let's talk about 2 strategies to maximize your energy if you are feeling like your tank is empty. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, this is a little bit of a different tea time. Usually we're talking about change management, but I will tell you, most of our change leaders out there that I've been talking to at the fall conferences, they are just tired, right? There's been a lot of energy that's gone into this year so far, maybe the last several years, and it's not easy to lead change. And the one thing that it requires is your energy. So we have to be really smart with it. And there's all kinds of different ways to be really smart as you're leading change. That's our Alice methodology, which is a different video. Today is all about how to regain your energy if you're feeling like you're running low on it. So there are 2 different techniques that I like to coach my the women that I coach, men I coach, if you're feeling this way, and they're not easy. So I just want to say that, like, if you're in this moment and you're feeling drained, do you really want to put more energy into finding your energy? Sometimes not. So I'm just going to be transparent with you that these are not easy things to do because of that factor, but they will be worthwhile. So let's go into number 1. Number 1 is finding your emotionally connected why and determining if your life that you're living is really connected to it. So what is an emotionally connected why? I actually got taught this several years ago, and it's just been so foundational for my life, is you take a step back and you reflect on why are you doing what you're doing each and every day, right? And on the surface, it might be because I need to provide for my family, or because I need to pay the bills, or because I quote unquote love what I do. And all of those are fair answers, but it's not really why you get up during the hard times, during these times when you're out of energy, during times when you're like, I really don't like the people that I'm working with. Whatever that might be, what still motivates you to get to work, to do what you do, to be the person who you are? Okay, how do you get there? How do you figure this out? Because it's not an easy thing to do either. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the 7 whys. The 7 whys is a Lean Six Sigma principle where you ask why 7 times around a particular issue or problem or opportunity. And if you really truly ask why 7 times and give a discrete and distinct answer to that question, you will get to the root cause. So the technique is very similar to finding your emotionally connected why. You actually ask, why do you do what you do? Why do you show up the way you do every single day? And if you ask that question, why, 7 times, usually by 4 or 5, you're like, I need to make sure that I'm not answering in the same way. You have to find a different answer. You have to go what I call people 1 click further. Like 1 click further into the issue, okay? So by question 4 or 5, usually the people that I coach, and I've taken many people through this, now it's like, they're like, I feel like I'm answering the same question or the same answer. So if you feel that way, take a step back and really dive in and push yourself. By question 5 or 6, usually there's a tinge of emotion. I've had people cry. I have people tell me a very deep personal story. I've had people get frustrated and angry about a situation that they've lived through. That's when you know you're heading down the right path. That's where you want to get to. By the 7th, and you have to get through all 7. You cannot cut yourself short. Can't be sitting there thinking, I don't want to go there past this question answer number 5, because if I go there, it's going to open up a can of worms. No, we want that can of worms to be opened. So push yourself to get to 7, and you will find your emotionally connected why. Now, why do we use this technique, and why is that emotionally connected why truly important? It's because life is challenging, right? The work that we do, how we show up, the perspective that we have, how we're leading our people, how are we leading our families, how are we showing up in the communities around us. Things can get challenging at times, and one author that I love, he calls it going through the mud, right? There are times where we're going through the mud and you just want to sink in that mud and not push forward. But this emotionally connected why helps you understand why you're going to push forward through that mud. So it is very important. I tell people all the time to put it on your computer, have it behind you, have it maybe on your phone screen so you can see your emotionally connected why all the time. Because when something bad happens, or you're needing to push through, or even on those good days, you can celebrate that you are connected to that why and you fully understand why you're doing what you're doing. It is a super helpful tool. It will help you get through the worst times and help you celebrate the best of times. Now, here's the other reason why it's so important is if you are particularly feeling drained at this moment in time, usually either A, you're going through the muck and you don't know why, so this will help you get through that muck. But the second and more extreme case, and I will say this is going to be only a handful of people that are watching this today, it's because you are living a life that is not connected to your purpose. So I'll give you a very generic example that I'm sure happens all the time. Maybe you're emotionally connected why is being some sort of like being there in the moment with your kids or your significant other, but your job is taking you all over the world and you see your family maybe once a month, once every 2 months. That might be okay. But if you are feeling drained, if you're in that situation, let's just say, as an example, if you're in that situation, you're like, I just cannot get out of this funk. I feel like I don't have the energy anymore to do what I'm passionate about. You might want to check on that. If your emotionally connected why is not connected to how you're living your life, it is going to be very hard to get out of that quote unquote mud. Now, like I said, that's going to be a small percentage of the people watching today, but the other percentage of the people, they just frankly didn't take the time to understand your emotionally connected why, and therefore you're going through the mud, you're going through this hard time, you're losing your energy, but maybe just having the emotionally connected why and reflected on this is why I'm pushing through will help you regain some of your energy. So that is number one. And I know this is kind of deep today. I hope you're getting a lot of value from it because I was motivated to make the movie or this video because I was just hearing this way too often. And if you're a leader in an organization, you're leading your family, you're leading in your community, and you don't have the energy you need, you're not going to be able to show up and do what you need to do. So let's get some tools under our belt so that we can really be effective at this. Okay, number 2 is what I call clear the clouds through action. And I've done videos on this before. If you've heard me talk about the difference between a cow and a buffalo, this is a big aspect of how you're clearing the clouds. So let me just explain what it means first, and then I'll go into a little bit more about how you use it. But we all have clouds hanging over us, and I like to describe them as things that you know you need to change in your life, but you just haven't had the motivation, the energy, the willpower to do something about it. And this is an everyone thing. So this is not a you thing. This is not a me thing. I have my own clouds as we speak today. Every single person has them. Okay. So we all have clouds, but sometimes those clouds can be very, very big, brewing hurricanes, storms, and they are just so overpowering in your life that they are zapping your energy. So I will give you an example from my personal life. So a couple years ago, well, actually, to be honest with you, over the last 12 years, I've had a cloud that has been growing, and that cloud was losing the baby weight that I had with my last daughter. Okay. So it was something that really, like, at first it was a little baby cloud because I was like, I just had a kid. There's a lot going on. I'm going to give myself some grace. And then over the years, I kept on thinking about it, and that kept on kind of brewing and became into a very large cloud of mine. And it got to the point where every morning I would wake up and I would have this debate with myself around going and working out and doing something about it, eating well or whatever. And then I wouldn't do anything, and I would start my day with guilt that I didn't achieve something that I wanted to do, but I couldn't get myself to do it. So I woke up every morning feeling guilty. Okay. And then it became this really big cloud. I continued actually to gain weight and continue to feel guilty about it, but not taking any action. So it took a conversation with my husband a year ago for him to say, you know what? You really just need to start taking action. And we're going to do this together, but we're going to put together a plan around what we're going to do to make this happen. And we completely changed our diet. We have stuck to it, not, cheat day here or there, but it has been a complete game changer for me. And now I don't have that cloud anymore, right? Now I've been able to lose 50 pounds. I feel good about myself. I feel good about the choices that I'm making, but it required that action and that one little step. Like we took a big step at the beginning. I mean, we were like, we're going from this diet to this diet overnight. But it doesn't have to be that way. You just have to push forward and not let it hang over you. So that's the buffalo versus the cow. The cow stays under those clouds when it's storming. The buffalo runs towards them so you can get through them and they pass over you. That storm passes over you more quickly instead of staying in the storm. So I do encourage you, if you are feeling like there is that cloud over you, something that you've wanted to achieve that you just haven't been able to focus on, a big decision that you want to make, but you're too afraid to make it. Any of those clouds, I would take a step back, particularly if you're low on energy, and think about what are those 1 to 2, and you don't have to go overboard on this because everyone has their clouds, but what are the 1 or 2 things that you need to take action on, and you need to be courageous enough to do it. Otherwise, you're going to continue to be in this low energy state, and you don't want that. The people around you don't want that. And you have too big of a life to live to be in that state. So please take a moment to analyze those big storm clouds that are hanging over you, that are zapping your energy, and through action, clear those out of your way so you can really live the best life that you are intending to live. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, with that said, I am Amanda Prochaska. I am the Chief Wonder Officer of Wonder Services. I love bringing these videos to you because I left my corporate job. My corporate job was, and going entrepreneurship was a cloud back then, 6 years ago, that I cleared through action and made a big choice in my life. And I love it each and every day because my purpose for you is for you to be successful in how you're leading change day in and day out. If we can get people to lead change most effectively, then your people are going to be happier, your companies are going to get better results, and then you are going to have the adventure of your life doing it. So that is my purpose each and every day, why I left corporate, to help you all out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe, hit like. We would love to bring this content to you over and over and over again so that you can live your best life. Have a great day, and we will see you next time.